All aboard the Samus train. Destination, Part 9 of Metroid Other M. The comment section rages on.
Shine Spark. Oh.
No.
Oh.
Shine Spark, no.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, we have to upgrade our concentration focus. So Samus, I don't know, she went to one of those like classes you bring your kid to.
It takes a Zen class.
Yeah. went to yoga to calm her mind.
Yeah. Well, yoga is kind of redundant when she can already contort into a ball.
Well, you know, when you're a bounty hunter, you don't necessarily have time to like actually read self-help books about meditation techniques and stuff, or go to yoga classes or anything like that. So
How to get over... goes to the bookstore. How to get over your internal feels over flying space pterodactyls. How convenient. This book really speaks to me.
So, like, they invented this technology that just lets you download the information into your brain. Like Remember Me, except a little less forgettable.
Or the Matrix.
You know, it's one of those things, though, that she could probably have the book be on her visor while she's walking around. It's not like there's much else going on, really.
I probably pissed someone off with that comment. I'm sorry. I don't think Remember Me is a bad game. I just think it... Like this game, there's a lot of wasted potential there.
Remember Me.
Okay, so I just have a question in regards to Samus's suit. Why does she have to run to charge up the speed booster? Why couldn't she just, like, activate it from standing
the booster.
still?
She'd probably give herself whiplash and kill herself.
Okay, but this is supposed to be super duper science technology. Oh, okay, you can reach it. I thought that there was an invisible wall here.
I'm sorry, Ted. The correct argument against what I just said is, but she just stopped and shot forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I always
That's
took
what
the
a
speed
science
booster
mark
as... I always took the speed booster as something that requires a certain amount of kinetic energy before it takes off. Like, there's some sort of invisible meter that builds up as you run, and then once it's filled, you just take off.
The actual answer is that they didn't have enough buttons on the Super Nintendo controller, or on the Wii remote for that matter, and just wanted to assign it to a command that didn't take another button.
Well, the thing is that Super Metroid's also the only game in the series that has a run button, and I'm glad they got rid of it, because running in Super Metroid sucks. So, yeah.
But how else would we get new bridge?
You don't. You'd have the time slowy down power.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind the run button.
I don't like having to reach my hands all over the controller in order to do stuff. Okay.
They never switched the controller around. That's what.
I agree.
I see where you're getting at, and I agree because I think the default control scheme of Super Metroid sucks.
No. Even if you switch your controls around, okay. Super Metroid is not a bad game. I find many parts of its design... I hate that I have to establish this every time I complain about something.
No, look, the only people you have to establish that to are children.
Ted,
so don't worry about it.
I think people will give you a pass on some of the complaints with Super Metroid because, like, you know, for as excellent as the game's design is in many ways, the control has not aged well, and even the developers know it because none of the games after Super Metroid control like Super Metroid.
Yeah, it's okay. So what I tried to do when I play Super Metroid is I tried to make the control as close to the GBA games as possible. So shoot on Y, jump on B, R to aim, and really the only place that I can have run to B otherwise is on the A button. And even still, like having it on any button, I guess maybe the shoulder button would be okay, but still, it's just I feel like you run too fast. L is I like to have L to be aiming, and then R to, actually, that's another thing about Super Metroid is you have to toggle between your missiles and power bombs. You can't just press the R button to quick select them on and off, which is an age sort of thing. But I feel like when you're not running in Super Metroid, you go too slowly, and when you are, you go too fast. I like the happy medium in Game Boy Advance.
The control in Super Metroid is kind of stiff, which is why I don't go back to the game much. I mean, once you've felt the slick smoothness of Metroid Fusion and Zero Mission, and you just can't go back.
And I know that the run button and the way that the game handles momentum is the reason why you can do all that insane sequence breaking stuff. And then Samus got a concussion and had to take a nap for 3 hours. But, you know, I know that it's the way that the game controls is what allows you to do all that sequence breaky stuff, which is fine. It's just I don't think that advanced techniques should come at the expense of a casual player, personally. So that's really my issue with it.
Yeah, somewhat. I'll agree with you there that the speedrunning techniques that are dependent on the general control feel of the game being not so great are not something I'm in favor
I think
of
one
keeping.
time I think one time at a GDQ event they had a controller cam for Super Metroid, and I think his hand at one point literally became a pretzel. Like, I can't confirm that, but I think that's what happened.
That poor space pirate. You were like Marvel versus Capcom juggling him with missiles.
Better or worse than the Spider-Man thing they're doing now?
I haven't looked up anything in regards to Marvel versus Capcom Infinite.
They found an Infinite, unsurprisingly.
Yeah. Infinite.
Infinite.
I mean, it's in the name. Yeah. So.
The only thing I've looked up in regards to that is the music, and I feel sad that I did that because
it's not good.
It makes me so sad. You take the Marvel. Okay, all of the Capcom music sounds like really bad techno remixes, and all of the Marvel music took all of the melodies from the old games and they took all the fun out of them. Is basically what they.
Oh, hello. What are you doing here?
Yeah, you are right. Like, there's no reason for this thing to be in this environment, actually, like at all.
Well, I think. Oh wait, is this a different building?
Yeah, this is sector.
Building?
This is sector.
This is sector 2.
2. We were in sector. Was it 1 that had the grassy area?
Yeah, we were in sector 1.
Okay, yeah.
We were
So
from sector 1.
Level 2 isn't the desert area. I see how it is, Sakamoto. See, if you ever work at a Mario game.
I don't. I work on Metroid.
Well, that's why.
That's why you're not in Mario.
Oh no! This guy we liked so much.
I'm trying to think of a funny reference to a guy named Maurice, but I can't think of one.
Well, some people called him Maurice.
Okay, so where?
What are you supposed to be looking at here?
So is this scientist supposed to look like Samus, or is?
Okay, so like, you were talking about the green blood in the grass, right?
Yeah.
This was a woman in a white coat against a white background, and a whole lot smaller than that blood splatter.
But at the very least, that cutscene basically did show you exactly where she was, though. So
Yeah, I know, but suppose you clocked out.
But at
for
that
half a
point,
second
why
to
did
take
you
a
have to
drink.
make it a search? You know, just continue the cutscene.
yeah, that's a perfectly valid point.
At least you can run around inside this building. If there's one thing Other M does well, it's running around.
And you say that, and it cuts to third. It cuts to the walking sequence.
Fuck.
I'm chasing after
Why'd you have
some.
to say something?
I'm chasing after someone. It's time to start walking very, very slowly.
I know why you're here.
Do
No,
you?
you don't.
I'm
Listen,
gonna find you.
I've been looking for a Chick-fil-A for hours.
Very, very slowly, but I will.
No, Samus is going by the slasher rule of following things. If you go at a moderate pace, they'll eventually trip and you'll appear right in front of them.
Last-ditch effort teleport.
So, what I want to know is, what's the function of this warehouse? What is being stored here?
Boxes.
I think it's implied or not to straight up told us that Sector 2 is where residents live.
Groups are willing to kill each other.
So,
So it's probably just, food, clothing, all that sort of shit. Yeah.
Wait, they have everybody living in the cold area?
Well, no, I don't know if the weather system just went foobar or something like that. I don't know.
Stay away from me.
I don't think they care either, to be fair.
How can I trust you if your men kill each other? Excuse me, I am wearing a different uniform entirely.
You know, it'd be very easy to track her if Samus just jumped on top of the boxes, which she can clearly reach.
We're here to rescue you.
Oh, then why didn't you just say that?
oh, here we go.
This is a deliberate Alien reference, right? Like, it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be, I would say.
Stay away from her, you...
Yeah,
I forget the rest of the line.
But
but whatever.
bitch.
Something about a bitch, yeah.
You were literally one word off.
Gotcha.
Get out of here.
Okay, where am I gonna go? It's a dead end.
Oh, wait, gameplay! Oh, no, actually,
Nope.
not gameplay. That's where any other game would cut to gameplay.
would cut to gameplay and then sucker punch you with the crate.
Now, as stupid as the whole deleter plotline is, I do like this boss fight. Because this is one of the only, it's one of those things where Metroid, despite being a science fiction property, you fight a suspiciously low amount of robots. And robots are cool.
That's like suspiciously low amount.
I mean, dude, this is like one of, maybe 3 robot boss encounters in the series? There's this, the thing from Fusion, and now the Diggernaut, which is brand new, for the record.
Yeah.
Don't forget Mecha Ridley from Zero Mission.
But that boss fight sucks.
I'd Meta Ridley.
No, that's bio-organic. That's bio. That's different.
No.
That still technically has robotic parts.
Mecha Ridley was a clunker junker.
No, I know. I was also counting Meta Ridley because that has robotic parts to him.
No, I don't count that.
Yeah, picky.
Cyborgs don't count.
Man, this is one deadly Zamboni.
Like, why does it have spikes? Who installed that in there?
It's how they clean up the arena after what do they call it in
The Galactic Federation
Force.
and Space Pirate yearly hockey game.
Yeah.
No, what's the ball game in Federation?
Oh, Blast
Force
Ball?
that they debuted?
Blast ball, yeah.
Blast ball, yeah.
Yeah.
He broke out just before you
This
fired.
is a fight that I think gets technically easier the more you do it, because the only thing I hate about the first phase is that, and you've seen it a couple of times, I'll dodge roll out of the way, but the arm's hitbox is considered active of all time, so even if you just run into it, it acts as if it swiped you. And it'll knock you back into the center. Once the arms are gone, then it's just a matter of avoiding the Zamboni.
The odd thing about the dodging system that starts to become apparent around this point in the game is that they are so intent on making sure that you can dodge whenever you try to, that you can cancel out of a dodge into another dodge.
Yo, dog.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple times where
if you can dodge a Zamboni, you can dodge a space pirate.
Basically, what it allows you to do is if it's charging at you, you can just keep on dodging and thus never take damage ever. Pretty much.
But God forbid if it
Yeah.
corners you, because the shit like this could happen.
Although in that instance, you charged into the thing, which doesn't make
I
much
dodge roll in
sense.
front of it. Now you see, I'll tackle it with my speed booster. Just give me a minute. God damn it! All right, now I gotta
You
get
see,
on the
first
box.
I thought it was going to clip through that.
Yeah, I thought so too. That's why I aimed upwards at it. But like, no, it'll bounce off. So yeah, it's just a matter. This is the most awkward part of the fight. It's not difficult. It's just awkward because you not only have to freeze it in place, you also have to get a good vantage point to shoot the little core.
I just want to know why the forklift in the...
Like you don't have right now.
I just want to know why this place's forklift has laser beams installed. Like, that doesn't seem to make much sense, but,
They try to kill us with a forklift.
This construction vehicle thing here, like, a lot of what it does is obvious. It's obviously there to have a boss fight, so you kind of have to twist it around into a pretzel in your brain to figure out what all of it does. Like, the lasers are probably for welding or something. I don't know.
it's like...
or maybe
what about the
or maybe they're
spikes?
metal cutting lasers. I don't know.
It's you know what that actually reminds me of? It reminds me of Mega Man, because it's very clear that they just come up with the boss designs first, and then they come up with what they're supposed to do later. Like, oh, Cutman is a wood chopping robot. Okay, but that design seems far less practical than something that we already have in the real world, which is called a chainsaw. They have tree cutting instruments out that exist in the real world.
Just like a game later, Metal Man will make for a better woodcutter.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Woodman sweats.
Woodman
sweats profusely.
Cutman looks less like a woodcutter and more like a gardener.
Well, to be fair, John, Metal Man is one of Woodman's weaknesses.
What is weak to Metal Blades in Mega Man 2?
Those in the know.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
everything's weak to metal plates.
No, I know. I asked what isn't weak to Metal Blades in Mega Man 2.
We've been attacked by
Oh.
someone wearing a Galactic Federation.
How does the guy escape without
the
Samus
walkers.
seeing him is my question, though.
Consider
yeah.
mortal danger.
And she just lets them go, apparently, or
because
something.
because of the conveniently placed piece of the robot that covers his helmet.
No, but no, I as silly as that is, I get why she couldn't see who it was. I want to know how he escaped without us noticing it.
Now, here's a question. Why don't Samus and Adam have a talk about this?
Yes, that's what I was about to ask. Because Adam sees what Samus sees. You saw the Galactic Federation troopers at the bulldozer, and he's like, "We're just not going to bring that up, huh?"
Don't they? They wait like another couple of scenes before they bring up the deleter again, don't they? I remember
before it's entirely dropped.
I believe somebody else probably dies first. If I don't really remember this. Okay, yeah.
And you know, it's especially egregious because I don't think it ever comes up with Adam before he dies, and you'd think that would be something he'd want to address if he's going to leave Samus to fix the
like
thing.
before he dies in Sector Zero, his last words are, "Oh, by the way, good luck with that deleter guy."
Yeah, actually, one of the I believe they had Static talking with Adam there when he was talking about about not Ridley. But it's one of those things where if he couldn't keep in contact with Samus, you'd think Samus would say, "Hey, yo, one of your dudes is dead." So that seems kind of important to me.
So they sent in
Yeah.
Was it Remember Me Guy?
someone to wipe out any.
Because I like to Remember Me Guy.
Anyone who learned about the secret.
If it wasn't him, I don't care then.
KG, James, Anthony, and Adam.
I can't tell who any of you are because your helmets are on. I hope I got your names right.
Who it was.
The other two have names?
Decided to call the traitor.
They have
I meant in
names.
general.
It's the only thing we learn about them.
It is Mustache Guy that is the deleter,
It is,
right?
yeah. It's James Pierce.
Okay. I'm surprised you
Not that it
remember not only
matters.
his first name, his last name too.
I only remember it because there's one quick instance where they zoom in on his name tag, and that is enough for me to think, okay, this guy actually has a name tag, so he must have some
Well,
importance.
he has a mustache, so I'm just going to call him Dick Dastardly.
Yeah.
The thing about this whole deleter plot is that it's foiled by dumb luck, because Anthony gets thrown over the platform by Ridley and is presumed dead. But he's not dead, so he survives, and
So
presumably
the deleter apparently hasn't watched any movies or fiction or read any fiction whatsoever. Or if you don't see the body, you can't assume they're dead.
Oh no, someone else died that we care so much
Yeah.
about.
And it's presumably it's never shown, but presumably Anthony surviving to give a report is what shuts down this whole bottle ship operation.
You see, it's one of the game for a game that does a lot of telling and not showing. It actually doesn't tell you all that much.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the storytelling in this game is doing sometimes. It doesn't seem to know what it's trying to do either.
It talks about the things that aren't important and leaves the things that are important alone, which is the frustrating thing, Because, again, like, instead of the deleter, which is completely unnecessary fluff, they could have gotten more into, like, what the Galactic Federation is really, like, up to here, or whatever. Honestly, don't do that. Nobody cares about the Galactic Federation, but, my point's still same.
They're all idiots.
Nah, the Galactic Federation was fine in the Prime series when it was Admiral Dane, the only character.
I miss Admiral Dane.
And they were making little miniature mother brains. You know what? The Galactic Federation sucked in the Prime series too.
Well,
they were just nicer.
The point is, ever since, like, Fusion, the point has been that they're kind of douchebags, but it's kind of like
Samus just keeps taking jobs
they're
to them
just
anyway.
bad at their
It's-
jobs. Like, they're not good at being an evil government.
It's kind of that anime Japanese trope where government and religion are always both incompetent and evil at some point, even if there are good people involved in them. So,